Hello and welcome to another episode of KMACTalks, the sports show. Working title there, but every week I will give you my NFL picks against the spread, tell you who I think will cover or straight up win the game. We'll go through the picks of the games first, and then we'll do the fantasy sports show right after, which will be my fantasy daily lineups and my fantasy season-long lineups and, favorites who I love, hate, my sleepers, sleeper of the week. So I really get into fantasy, and I'm pretty good at it. I can't say that anymore. I used to be good at it, but I can still pick a really good sleeper. I pride myself on knowing my sleepers and everything, but it's just sometimes your main guys don't perform, and you can't always win. Sometimes even I lose. So it happens, but as long as you watch this show, I will give you a better chance at winning your fantasy league. I can guarantee you that, or your money back, So, since you didn't pay for this, I did that. Anyways, but we're going to start with my NFL game picks, and I'm going to do each game. I'm not going to do the over-under of the games, like the point total, because, everyone knows life's too short to bet the under. So just bet the over. It's an offensive game. Quarterbacks are throwing. No one scores under them. Anyways, just go over. So let's get that out of the way. Every game is over. That's what it's going to be. Don't be scared. Bet the over. Live a little. So besides doing that, I'm going to do, who I think is going to win. We'll go through the spreads, how I feel about it. Would I even bet it? Some games I'd just stay away from and wouldn't bet in general, but I'll still predict them for you guys. And we'll do this every week. We'll have a good time. Each game, I'll blend fantasy and the regular games, and I'll pick, my favorite, who I think's going to do really well in this game for the teams, and who I think's going to do terrible, like a love-hate list or something. I don't know if anyone's came up with a love-hate list idea, but I think I'm the first one. So, but hey, I'm going to do that. So let's just go through the games here without further ado. And let's bet on some football, guys. Isn't football so exciting? The Cowboys have had 2 great weeks. Exciting games. One they won and one they lost like usual. But football's been great this year. The Chiefs and the Ravens was a little disappointment. I definitely predicted on last week's. I just went live because that's why I've taken so long. Is I had a cooling fan broke in my laptop, so once again I got delayed. I had first laptop breaks, then the cooling fan, then this, that. So now I finally have everything replaced, and I'm never gonna leave you guys again. KMACTalks, the new channel, is here to stay. I will put up a video every single day from now on, at least one a day at the minimum. I am here to stay. You can't get rid of me. You maybe thought I was gone. You're like, where is he? He's not posting as much, but it was just some broken equipment. I'm not getting rich off this. We're gonna try to do some Patreon stuff, some subscribe, maybe OnlyFans. I don't know. I want to see if I can get any sort of donations for this. But right now, I'll do what I can. And so KMACTalks, the new channel, basically it's just KMACTalks sports, KMACTalks fantasy. We're gonna do recovery and sports are what we're gonna focus on right now. That's what the channel's gonna be based around. And we're going to do some grilling and cooking shows. But we're just going to have some fun. We'll still sprinkle in some hip-hop here and there, of course. But, it's going to be sports and recovery for a while here, because that's where my head's at right now, and that's what KMACC wants to talk about. So that's what KMACC will talk about. So let's do it. Should I wear my sunglasses for this? If my freaking contacts dry out, people will think I'm freaking high or something. Can't even freaking have some dry contacts around here. Whatever, I'm not gonna do that. I don't care what people think. Alright, I'm here. Let's get into it. Week 4 of the NFL season. We already saw the Jets lose miserably to the Broncos in the game of the I don't give a shit. In the game of the I don't give a shit about these teams. Yeah, who cared? The spread, the Jets were favored. The Jets were fucking favored by 1 point, which is crazy. Might as well have been a pick'em, like, because who really is going to pick them? Because who really gives a fuck? Who cares about either team, really? I'm sorry, my old roommate Tom. I know people care about the teams, but I'm sorry, my brother and stuff likes the Jets. I feel bad. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you guys. You had Mark Sanchez, and now you got Sam. You can't win. You went from Mark Sanchez doing butt fumbles, and then you picked up a ginger in the draft. I don't know how that was going to work out for you. You had one good season, and then now you're realizing, oh wait, maybe we should have, picked someone who had a little more experience. I don't know. Whatever, that's just a Jets thing to do, and then they pick like some cokehead coach who's supposed to be an offensive guru, but probably just talked really fast, had a lot of good ideas, and they just picked him. Hey, he wasn't an offensive guru at Miami. Why would he be an offensive guru in New York? Like, Miami was a shitty team in the division. The Jets were better than them, and then they pick a coach from a team that's worse than them. Like, how does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. That's like the I don't know, the Patriots firing Belichick for fucking whoever's coaching the Dolphins. Again, I don't know. It's just it didn't make sense at the time. So the Jets just don't deserve to win for a while. They just don't deserve to win. All the bad choices, they deserve to be where they're at, and they picked it themselves, so that's where they're at. So who cares about either of those teams? If I had to have picked one, I barely even watched this game. I would have picked Denver for sure to beat that spread, because I like that Brett Rypien, he came in the previous week, in relief and did well. So I figured, that guy would probably do well again, and it's the Jets, and he'd probably beat them. I would have had that feeling. So that one, definitely, I would have picked Denver. So that was 1 for 1 right there. I'm counting it. Okay, let's move on to the Indianapolis Colts at the Chicago Bears. Home field advantage doesn't really matter anymore. I would say, they're at Soldier Field, great home field advantage. None of that really matters anymore. So, the Colts are favored by 2.5, actually. Interesting. A lot of people were saying that the Bears were the worst 2-0 team they ever seen. This is a travesty. They're 2-0. Like, they're really outraged. The worst 2-0 team ever. They're screaming, shouting to the high heavens, and then it looks like they're going to lose. But they're playing the Falcons, and the Falcons, no matter what they're losing or winning by, and they're going to probably screw it up and, lose in the fourth quarter. And lo and behold, that's what happened. So now you got, the Bears coming from this worst team ever, and they got Nick Foles in there, came in and replaced Mitchell Trubisky, finally. Well, I don't know why Mitchell started. That's another quarterback who had one good year and is in the NFL. Doesn't really work out ever. So, except for Joe Burrow. He's working out. I like Joe. But, so Mitchell Trubisky, they finally got smart, got him out of there, got Nick Foles in there. All of a sudden, Nick Foles looks kind of good now, and can he do that Foles magic again? He looked really good. Built a comeback win all of a sudden, and they look good at 3-0. Like, they don't look half bad there with Foles, and, I love Allen Robinson. I think that would be my pick. Allen Robinson will have a great game here. The Colts, their defense is a little underrated, I guess. They have an all right defense. It's not bad, but I believe their corners aren't the greatest. I know they got that Paul Desir. They got, but I think Allen Robinson and Nick Foles look like a match made in heaven, at least for the time being. So I think Allen Robinson will have a big game. I like Anthony Miller. I don't think he's done. People were saying he was done. He almost had 2 touchdowns. He had 1 touchdown catch last game, and he should have had a second one. I think it got called back or something, or yeah, there was some penalty that was ridiculous. So Miller almost had 2 touchdowns. And so I like Anthony Miller. I like the Bears. I like this to kind of be a high-scoring game, actually, because they're just 2 teams that are, their defenses are all right and stuff, but I just think they're going to score points. It's going to be tightly contested. Like, they're going to go back and forth. And I think I would say in the spread that the Bears are going to cover. Don't call me crazy, but I like the Bears. I think Tariq Cohen getting back this week? I'm not sure. What's his name? I like David Montgomery for the Bears running back. Tariq Cohen's, out, so I really like David Montgomery to have a strong finish to the season. He's already started, so I'd really think David Montgomery is a good value pick in daily to have. He'll score a touchdown, I believe, here. So I like David Montgomery. Love Allen Robinson. Love Anthony Miller. For the Bears. Jimmy Graham. How about Jimmy Graham, guys? I picked him up. He's so up and down, though. It's every other game. And if you look, he's already doing that. Literally every other game he'll have 20 points, 4 points, 21, 4. And last week, he had that 21.9 or something game. So, I don't know. I'm worried about Jimmy Graham on this game, though. I think he could have a dud here, and then the following week go off again. So Jimmy Graham, proceed with caution for the Bears, but I think the Bears easily cover the spread here. I got the Bears winning, and obviously by 3. That's pretty close to a pick'em game. If anything, I do have the Bears probably winning on a last-second field goal or winning by a field goal, because I like Phillip Rivers, and the Colts are all right. I mean, T.Y. Hilton can't get going for some reason, even with Paris Campbell gone. So that's why I just like Phillip Rivers is good. He's one of those guys. He's just good. He's nothing spectacular. Nothing like, he's just playing decent. And honestly, Mo Alley Cox, the tight end for the Colts, is the guy to play. I like him here. He's my sleeper for the Colts. If you can get Mo Alley Cox as your tight end in daily fantasy, or pick him up on the waiver wire if you got a weak tight end, I really like Mo Alley Cox for the Colts here. And as always, I like Jonathan Taylor. I am definitely a JTT fan. I know it's not 2 T's, but I grew up watching Home Improvement. Jonathan Taylor Thomas used to be a teen art club. Whatever. Jonathan Taylor, love him for the Colts, obviously. But yeah, the Colts sleeper I like is Mo Alley Cox. And really, the Colts wide receivers, it's like, that's why it's almost like they're just decent, and I just think they're gonna slow down in terms of their Colts have I guess, had a hot start, an all right start, but I think the Bears here are going to 4-0. It's crazy to say it, but there might be some Foles magic in the air, because he looked good with Allen Robinson, that big touchdown. Yeah, I like the Bears here to win by more than 2.5.